Yo, what's good, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Today, we actually have some very exciting stuff coming out in Master Duel. So let's actually just quickly just look at it. They basically released both branded and the new Enneacrafts. I actually did not expect Enneacraft to have like full power with like Atl and everything, but this actually makes a huge difference. I don't think we actually had like a meta where Killer Toon was like almost full power, and then they also have like branded Draco Tail, which is very powerful still, even with like Rahu to one and so on. And then at the same time, we have full power Enneacraft. This did not happen, right? I think Draco Tail got hit, and then Killer Toon at the moment, I think, is like almost full power in the TCG versus the Enneacraft. And Enneacraft actually does really well against Killer Toon and Draco Tail both, and also destroys branded. So at the moment, I think the top decks are obviously going to be like branded Draco Tail, because of this, and then obviously Killer Toon. Killer Toon is still insane, and just pure branded, right? So Killer Toon is actually Aincraft is actually in a very good spot here because we have everything, especially Atl. Huge emphasis on Atl. Atlas Biscuit Big Spider is what people call him. He actually does look like a spider. I think it is a spider. But yeah, so this is the deck list I'm playing at the moment. There's different ways you can build the deck. I don't think like there's a definitive deck list that you can copy at the moment because this format is completely different than TCG. The ban list is different. This is a best of one format, which means I can't side in cards to beat things like Lunalight, for example. I have to main cards that beat Lunalight, and I don't think that's worth it. If you go up against Lunalight, just scoop, like straight up. Lunalight is a horrible matchup without best of three. And because it's a best of one format, you can't side in your Vanity Fiends when you are going first. So you have to actually main it. Now there are some like pros and cons to actually maining the Vanity Fiend, because sometimes you can actually lock your opponent out even going second. You just like tribute summon this, and then they can't summon anything anymore. Against like Killer Toon, for example, and they might actually not have a way to stop this, which is funny. And then what you do is you actually use your big pendulums, and you just like put them in your pen zones, and you pop their monsters. You can pop up to two monsters, get rid of them so they can't do anything, and then Vanity Fiend actually goes crazy here. This play would actually work better if you have floodgates, which is why I am playing things like Defisher. I don't play Book of Eclipse because it would just flip this face down. Book of Eclipse is definitely playable in this deck in a best of one format. Actually has a lot of value against Killer Toon as well. But against things like Branded Dracotail, it actually doesn't matter because they can fuse with them face down anyway. And Branded, of course, doesn't care. Actually, they might even play it themselves to dodge effects. Probably not in like actual good deck lists, but yeah, it doesn't do anything. So it's just like Killer Toon counter. So this is why I'm not actually playing it. What I am playing though is Shifter and Fisher in my main deck, and I'm maximizing on both because these actually win you the duel automatically because Killer Toon loses to D Fisher Shifter. Um, Dracotail also loses to that, and Branded has a very hard time actually outing this. So yeah, you basically just win. Uh, I think it's definitely worth playing. I am not like an enjoyer of like floodgating my opponents to death. Like, I don't want to play Bounty Fiend, but because Master Duel is like a hyperbolic time chamber, it's like everyone is like very very powerful in like Master One Plus, right? When you get to rated duels, um, and it's basically like one game after the other, after the other, after the other. It's not like TCG, right? TCG takes time, playing each game and so on. You can fit like 3 million games in like a week in here, and you basically just become insane at the deck, right? And I'm sure you guys know if you play Master Duel. So this deck is definitely prone to like changing, because it's not a fixed deck list. There are things you can play like Fallen and the Virtuous, which is good. You can see I'm actually not playing any extra deck, and you probably wonder like, what the fuck? Why not play an extra deck? There's two things you can do. You can play an extra deck. You can play Pot of Extravagance in your main deck. So Pot of E. This is a card I used to play like at the beginning of like when the card was released, the deck was released. This is very good. You just get banish random stuff. You never use your X deck in this deck. So you just banish 6, draw 2 for free. It does play into draw. That is the only downside. And I don't want to play into Droll, but that's not the main reason I'm not playing this. It's limited to one. It's not even worth playing. So instead, I actually play no extra deck, which might sound weird, but there's actually a reason for this. It's not just because I'm broke. um, where is it? So you basically okay, clip. So if we look at clip and then a card like Crackle, where's Crackle? Crackle, yes. Wasn't there another card that rips your X? I guess like they can loudness copy as well. Yeah. So basically, the problem is like they usually like, well, not usually, but like they might use clip to like put it on the higher chain to like chain link block their effects, and this is you don't want to negate this. Actually, this doesn't even do anything because it banishes from the extra deck, so it's not gonna trigger your Pixia, it's not gonna trigger your tail. It's just a horrible card for them to put at the top and just destroy you with, right? I don't want them to have that play, right? So how do I like play around this? I play no extra deck, so they will have to use like this or this to target. They can't chain link block it with Q. Unfortunately, I can't do anything about Q. And the rotary, of course. But at least like no clip. And I'm also not using the extra deck anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Might as well like play around clip, and then the crackle obviously just does absolutely nothing against this deck. So yeah, that's just like a small little thing. It doesn't actually like make that much of a difference from what I've seen, but sometimes it can. So the other thing is Maxi and these Fuas and Perolias, because in a best of one format, you want to get as many draws as possible, especially because Maxi is legal. If you get Maxied, it's just tough luck. You don't lose, but it's gonna make the match like much harder because against decks like Killer Toon, they just draw millions of hand traps as well. And then they have so much engine like on their turn. If you survive, like yeah, I mean if they survive, and you just can't do anything. And they play Ogre, so you have to always keep mind of them drawing Ogre as well and popping your field spell in the end phase. There's a lot of things to, like keep in mind, right? And then the Parolia is actually very good at the moment. It's good against Elf Notes. It's decent against Killer Toon. Not as crazy against Killer Toon, but you get two draws off of this, and on your turn you can get a draw off the clip as well. And then against Draco Tail, you basically get just one draw, so it's not too crazy against that, but it covers like some other decks as well. Like if you're in a mirror match and you Parolia the Enneacraft player, that is gonna be insane because you're gonna have so much engine, you're probably gonna win the duel. Then Fua is just like standard. It's basically just like Max C. The more you draw with this deck, the more engine you have, the better. I am playing 2 Pixia. I know it looks weird, but I didn't want to push the deck much higher than like 44. You can do this, okay? This is something that you can actually do, and it's completely viable. Like it's 100% playable. This right here. And you can push it to 50, just add 2 more cards. Why? Because we play Vanity Fiend. So the thing about Vanity Fiend is if you summon Vanity Fiend, you kind of want protection for it from things like Fallen the Virtuous. So if you don't have Fissure, you want Pixia, you want Tail on the field, maybe even Atl, which could come up sometimes if they chain multiple effects as well. So that is the way like you protect your Vanity Fiend and guarantee a win. Otherwise, if they're under Shifter, you don't have to do that. If you have Fissure on the field, you don't have to do that because they can't, go Fallen Virtuous. And most decks actually can't do anything here. And if they are playing like a Raigeki and stuff like that, they're probably on like a stun deck, which means they don't actually care about Vanity Fiend anyway. So yeah. With this, I'm actually also playing only one Reverth because I don't like drawing this card, especially in the best of one format. Like I usually make the case that okay, you can side them in, if you're going first, and you can play one in main. But because it's a best of one format, it's just not worth it. You're gonna brick on this. If you're going second, you have Rebirth in your hand, just you're fucked, like straight up. You don't have enough gas. These big monsters are what save you going second, and if you don't have enough of them, you're cooked. I'm at the moment prioritizing playing these hand traps plus the shifter over like maximizing on these. But again, like I'm possibly gonna change the deck soon after I figure out like how the deck works in a best of one format. And yeah. So let's hop into some replays. I'm currently Diamond 1. I haven't actually been playing too much. Actually, like if we go to like data, you can see like I played a bit here and then obviously stopped. I skipped these because I was super busy, and anything after that just master one because I've been playing a lot. But yeah. So let's see here. Where's Enneacraft? Okay, I actually have multiple different duels. I'm not sure why it's showing the. Oh my god. That's actually not good. Okay. These were locked. I'm just now looking at this. These are all locked, which means every time I saved a replay, they actually were lost. So I actually only have two replays now. Okay, that's fine because these are actually against Killer Tune, so I can actually show like the Killer Tune matchup here, and that's like what I think most people want to see anyway. I'll definitely fix that, and maybe if you guys really enjoyed the video, I can make another one and have like 5, 6 replays that we can look at against different decks. But yeah, let's see. So we are going second. I actually have been losing every coin flip, which is fine. It's not the worst thing ever. The first game that I played with this deck, I just straight up opened Vanity Fiend and I locked my opponent out and they instantly scooped. Like it's a sign. Also, I heard like in the Challenger Cup or something like someone got top 4 with this deck. Again, I think this deck is gonna be very good. Killer Toon is not an auto win against this deck, 100% not, because we play lots of cards that just destroy them, including Shifter Fisher, like I mentioned. And these cards, like you're gonna see the interactions between these cards, they're gonna be like very, like disgusting here against Killer Toon. So they're gonna look at our hand and they're gonna panic because they're like, oh shit, how do I play against Leon, Atel, and Mar? This is just not possible, right? So usually how they beat you here is if you have like a good hand like this, even with their full board, they actually can't beat you. What they do is they can actually search their hand traps, right? With Q, they can search like an Ash Blossom, which can be decent against you sometimes. They can search an Ogre. Ogre would be decent as well. And also because this deck is new, there's a lot of people that actually don't know what this deck does. They're gonna play really badly into them. I think as people learn more about the deck, um, because like you get more exposure to it in Master Duel over TCG, they're gonna learn faster, and it's gonna like the information is gonna spread faster. That like how you beat the deck, and I think it will make the deck slightly weaker. Okay, so here's the thing. He has Remix. He has Zalin. This is I think KTS. He has a field spell, and then he has Bell and the Grave, which he wants to add back. I'm not sure why you would want to do this. Like, Bell actually doesn't negate anything in the deck, except, like, the Okinaria effect to, like, shuffle his Grave, which doesn't actually do anything. Then we have to also worry about, like, possibly 3 hand traps. Okay, so why do I summon... Actually, this is just, obviously, Mars so we can negate here. Look at this. So I want to actually like trigger one of my small cubes because I wish we had like the what do you call? Oh, I can't look at the deck. That sucks. I wish we had the Tromeria here because I would actually just set Tromeria and then when he activates this, I flip it face up to search and he's gonna be like prompted to like Ash possibly or negate it with the Zalin. And he basically just wasted that on a free, ad here, which doesn't actually make that much of a difference. And if he lets it go through, what's going to happen is whatever he summons gets negated. So Tromeria is actually very powerful. So he's going to activate it now, which is fine. Flip up Mar. I could have waited, but I actually want to get rid of the Zalin at the moment because I don't want him to use Ash on like one of my other effects and keep the Zalin. Zalin's going to be annoying. And the reason Zalin's annoying is because it negates and pops, right? If it only negates, like RS, that's fine. But the pop is actually the problem, because I can activate from the hand, maybe something I need, like one of these, and then he pops it. That's going to be annoying if he has like an Ash Blossom from one of my other cards as well. So, okay, he had to negate Mar because otherwise everything would be flipped face down and he can't change their battle position. Mar's effect to flip face down is insane against Killer Toon because they can't get rid of the face down cards. You just keep them there forever. You can choose not to pop them, especially the back-to-back. So, yeah, and they're just stuck there. So, he's gonna go RS. RS is fine because I'm actually gonna look at this, okay? What's important here is because I activated this and then he chained, I can summon Okinaria, and then I mean, I can like look to see what he summons off of this, like if this is a trigger effect or not. Like for example, if he goes like Maker, right? He can put Maker on the top chain to actually stop me from using Okinaria effect. But because he went RS, he actually can't make that play, which means I can guaranteed activate Okinaria to search, which he means he has to negate it or let it go through, and then I get a free search for whatever I want, and I can add another Mar to negate these, right? So he is 100% gonna activate like the mix here to pop me, and then we're gonna trigger the Okinaria, and then he doesn't negate. Okay, let's see what we add here. We are actually gonna go for another Mar. Yep. We also there's a lot of cards that are good against them. Leon is insane, actually just ridiculously powerful. Mar on your turn is obviously gonna be decent. Atel just completely destroys them if you put it on the highest chain, negate everything and destroys everything, right? So that's really insane. And then Pixia is ridiculous because they will not be able to target you with RS. They will not be able to target with Mix, Rico to pop your field spell. They just can't target anything. So now he's gonna draw and lock. Okay, so here I was thinking about adding Pixia or Mar. The reason I added Mar over Pixia is because I don't actually care about RS because I have Atel. So what I would do is I would summon Mar, Leon, Atel, and then if he goes RS, I just go for this and spin back my own Mar, right? And it's gonna negate it and destroy it still. And then if he chains like a Veiler or something, I just go Atel, negate the entire chain. So I didn't actually need the Pixia, but he has Droll and Lockbird. So here, Pixia would have been better to play around Droll. But again, it's also hard to like break the board while also thinking about like, okay, him having Droll and Lockbird, which is the worst card against Enneacraft. But our hand, I think, can still beat Droll. It's Droll is not an auto win, okay? It's an auto win against players who actually don't know how to properly pilot the deck. So look at this. We're gonna go Mar, Atel, just summon the entire hand. We don't actually do anything else because we can't search, and we're just gonna pass. Cool. Now Leon is gonna destroy him if he chains anything in response, which he is actually probably gonna have to because if he activates like Rotary, for example, from hand, I'm gonna chain Orgia. If he does it, lets that go through, this is gonna be on chain link 1 on the new chain to pop, and then his Q or whatever is gonna be on the next chain to like summon, right? And then that means he's responding to me. So then I go Leon, spin him back. He has to negate it because I'm gonna spin all 3. And if you spin him back, he might not have an additional normal summon, and that's gonna destroy him. Then if he chains to this, I go Atel, negate it, right? So let's see. He goes additional normal summon for the Ash Blossom. I'm going to chain Alazonia to banish one of his cards. He is. Let's see if he actually summons. I think. Did he use up his normal summon or was that okay? So he has a Rotary additional summon. He has JJ Cooltoon additional summon, and he has his normal summon. So that's 3 things. So I think he maybe should have just added the Q instead of like summoning. Oh, he goes Rico instead. Okay, maybe he was afraid like I would banish it with the Alazonia. So you can see like this is chain link 1, chain link 2, and now I can flip up the Alazonia. So I mean the Leon, and then this is gonna force out his Zalan, and then we go Atel, and now he has to negate it with the RS. Why? Because now what's gonna happen is that he actually negates the Leon and destroys it. This doesn't have like a very powerful effect just on the field. I mean, this is decent, but he is not gonna die from this, right? And he's gonna clear it with the battle phase. So I actually prefer to keep this face up so he can't chain to his own cards. And this is what's going to be negated by the RS, so it's going to stay on the field. This is going to get destroyed. If I did the order like other way around, this would get destroyed, and this would stay on the field, not actually doing anything, and it would still get negated, and this effect would be negated, right? Actually, wait, he can still RS negate this. This is a continuous negate. Yes, okay, never mind. This is still going to negate us here. Cool. Okay, so now, unfortunately, we don't have any pendulum scales like rack up penned scale, penned, whatever it's called, the counters. So he's gonna add a mix. Okay, we're gonna banish a random card. We banish a mix. He added mix, right? Yeah, that's really funny. Okay, so he goes back to back. I wish we can see the hand. I don't know why Master Duel does this, to be honest. But okay, so he's gonna attack. He has double attack with everything, but Mars stops him here. Mars is gonna flip everything face down. These cannot change their battle positions now. Cool. he is gonna get the mix back. We actually okay. We don't have anything engraved because we got drolled. We don't have like follow up to add these back. Look how many we have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. So we draw into Atul. Okay, so we can just like set and pass here. We can't do anything else. This was a huge mistake that he did this because now he triggers my Orgia and now I actually have plays. I have full combo now because of this. And I have 8,000 life points, right? So he's gonna chain Ash, okay? This is why I always summon Atul first, just in case something like this happens. And then he gets negated on the entire chain. So everything gets negated and destroyed here. Bye-bye Clip. Bye-bye Ash. This is gonna add. And that's also gonna pop a card on the field. Unfortunately, this has to pop. It's not optional. You can see like this says destroy one monster your opponent controls, which means I'm gonna have to pop one of them. I forgot which one was back-to-back, I'm not gonna lie. I want to keep back-to-back face down and pop the RS, because RS doesn't matter. But I accidentally popped the back-to-back. This was just a mistake here. So Pixia, we go release because we want the follow-up here for the following turn. And the thing about like this deck is like it's super grindy and the duels take a very long time, right? So if you're trying to like actually rank up, it's not the greatest deck to be playing to rank up fast, which is why I'm actually playing Branded Draketail at the moment. But Enneacraft is super fun to play, and it's also very powerful. If you sleep on this deck, you're gonna get destroyed, straight up. Okay, so we have actually a very good setup here. We have Tromeria, which is gonna be good. We have Orgia for Rotary. We have Okinaria. This is not. It's not the effect that makes it good. It's the fact that this is almost always gonna trigger because he's gonna activate Engrave. That's gonna be in Chainlink 1 to like basically bait him out with the Atul. And then Pixia is gonna destroy him if he triggers it. So he's gonna tribute here. Okay, that is annoying. So we go Tromeria here. Now, the reason I go Tromeria, I know it's not actually gonna negate anything if he adds instead. This is just so he doesn't summon and get like a free special summon. I want him to use up his normal summons. That way, he has to add it and then normal summon it, and then he needs an additional normal summon after, which is gonna trigger the Orgia. So we're gonna add a Leon, and then he is gonna go Q. That is fine. It's not gonna negate anything. I'm gonna also chain this just to push it into the back row because I have a reset in the grave that I can use on Orgia or the Okinaria. So he's gonna revive the back-to-back. He literally revives it like 10 times in this duel, and he still can't win. So he is gonna activate Rotary, yep. And now he plays into the Orgia, flip it face up, and now if he chains the back-to-back, I can actually negate it with the Atul. Okay, so we're gonna negate it with the Atul here, because this is our chance to activate it. We might not get another chance to activate it, unless he goes like Synchro and activates like 3 cards. Maybe goes like Maker or something. I don't think Maker's actually gonna do anything. He already went through like how many Killer Toon Synchros? Okay, he actually still has Killer Toon Synchros in the deck. Okay. So he goes RS. RS doesn't matter because we have Pixia here. He went Loudness because it's gonna protect him from being destroyed by card effects here, by the Atul. So we're gonna add more for our turn. Now it's actually important what you add. This is not random, okay? You have to know exactly what you want to add for the following turn because your life points are obviously going to be lower. You're going to have to get all your searches here because you're not going to search too much on your turn. Because I have release and I know he doesn't actually have a way to get rid of this besides Rotary, and he's not going to use Rotary effect to banish most likely. I can add these so that I can trigger them and like burn him to death with the counters. And then this is going to be like my play to add back, and he's not going to pop this obviously because I have Pixie on the field. So I have this plus a release. And I can also search more. So after this point, I already got what I wanted. I think I would just search a small cube here or search another field spell. So we're going to trigger the reset so he plays into... Yep, perfect. Plays into Pixia here, and then he is going to get banished. Okay, he is going to trigger this to... I don't even know, like, add a... Like, why? I don't know what the point of this was. I feel like it would have just been better if he banished, like, the Maker instead. Where's Maker? It's right here. So Maker says, return 1 card your opponent controls to the hand. You can return like the Pixia or the Atul to the hand, right? So I'm not sure why he did this, to be honest. So we banish a random card from his hand. Unfortunately, we actually can't see if this was a good card or not. Adds a KTS. I think it might have been a KTS, by the way. Because I don't remember him using double KTS after that. So So he's gonna attack over everything, but now the Orgia is gonna pop him because he doesn't have uh, the protection of loudness anymore. So we can pop the back to back, so it doesn't annoy us on our turn. And then we can trigger this and burn him for 36. That's fine. And then we top deck Fua. This is why there is a downside to playing these because you might top deck them in situations where you actually need like engine. So we're gonna go Mar and then Leon, and now we win because he can't grind anymore. So we just go Atel, and now if he activates anything, he loses. Like this is look at this. So he targets me. I don't go Mar. You don't always go Mar here. I actually go Leon to spin these three back. If this gets negated, that's fine. Why? Because I still have the Okinaria, so I can use the field spell to spin back the Okinaria after I flip it face up, because this was summoned on the previous turn. And then I can put this in the pen zone and still search, right? So we're gonna get a counter, doesn't matter. He is gonna get spun back on everything here. He didn't want to chain because Mar. And then he would also play into Athel if he has like a Veiler or something to like further negate, or like Ogre or whatever it may be. So we are going to flip it face up, and then we're going to shuffle back his hand traps to break him even more. Then we're going to go for the field spell, spin all of these back. And then we are going to set a Leon again, and then we are going to search. Again, we still have a good amount of life points here. So I'm going to go release, because if the game goes on for longer, the release is going to be great, because I'm not going to have too many life points, most likely. So we add Apixia again, and then we are going to set the Dromeria and pass. Again, super grindy here. I can't, like, I'm not able to, like, flip all of these and gain counters at the moment because of the interactions. He's constantly having, like, RS back-to-back and so on. Okay, so he for the 100th time, he's going to attempt to summon back-to-back here. So we're gonna go Tromeria. This is gonna be great because look at this chain, okay? That's about to happen. This is gonna be chain link 1. He has to respond to it. But I chain the field spell, okay? This is in case he goes like anything else. I can Atel negate it as well. And it also blocks his back-to-back. So he sent it back to the hand. Could have kept it on the field, but I want this for follow-up. So he's gonna go mix. Okay. We have Pixia, so I'm not actually too worried. Pixia plus Leon and Atel is cool. And then Battle Phase, I have the Mar protection, right? So I'm not actually worried at the moment. So he's going to target here. He has to... this is like a situation where I guess you could have went like Clip to like Chainlink block, but... Actually, here's the thing. With the Clip, I actually completely overlooked this. If you play no extra deck, but you have like these in your extra deck, I think Clip can still banish these, right? If I'm not mistaken. Let's read this real quick. Nah. This says you can banish face up one random face down card. These are all face up, so it actually cannot banish the pendulums. But I think the Crackle is able to banish them, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Look at the opponent extra deck, and if you do banish face up one card from it until the end. Yes, this can banish your pendulums. But the Clip cannot. So yes, like our play still works, where he can't go like Clip to like chain block his stuff. Yep. So we are gonna go Pixia here, and then he is gonna get another card banished from his hand. Okay. And then he is gonna pop my Athel, which is fine. Now he attacks over this, attacks over Leon, also fine. And now he doesn't attack over Mar. Okay. So he tries to negate my field spell, but this actually doesn't matter because already the issue is not the field spell, the issue is the counters, right? These are the ones you want to get rid of because I can just always play another field spell. So we are gonna top deck Fisher, which is awesome because now this guarantees a win. Now I just go release. If he activates anything, I have Mar as well. We're going to set the Tromeria in case he activates back-to-back. I can flip it face up. And then I can search another field spell because he is most likely waiting to negate a field spell again. Because I have game with these counters, right? So instead, I'm going to go reset here. So it does trigger back-to-back. We trigger the Tromeria. Awesome. He can't use back-to-back on anything except monsters, which is why we do like the spell plays first to make this setup. Cool. And now he has to RS negate the Mar. Otherwise, he loses, right? Okay, he doesn't. that's just that's just wrong. He would have lost anyway. I don't think there was actually like a play he could have made here. So he's gonna get negated and destroyed, and then Damar is actually gonna flip down everything face down. So revives the Zalin, and then Pixia is gonna summon here, and then yeah, he. This is mandatory. It's not that I chose to do this. He can negate it with the Zalin, but I put the Enneacraft, which is negated, on the heist chain because that means he can't actually negate the Tormeria now. I think looking back, I should have put the chain order differently. So I should have done Mar first, Tormeria, and then Field Spell because then he would not be able to negate the Mar because we went to Chainlink 3. He can only negate the Tormeria or Neopolis, which actually both does not matter. And we have 5 counters on each. So he knows he dies because I searched the reset and he saw the reset. So the reset's going to put another Field Spell. And that means it's not going to be negated and I can burn him for game. Yeah. Super super long duels. I had lots of really good duels. I'm really sad that they weren't saved because I had like locked replays. But let's watch this one against another Killer Toon player. This one I actually lose, and you guys are gonna see why. I wanted to basically show that the deck is good against Killer Toon. There are situations where you do lose because of certain stuff which is beyond your control. So once again, we have full engine here in our hand, which is exactly what we want to see. I don't really care too much about like opening board breakers and so on against any deck because this deck, if you have enough engine, it's gonna cover everything. The only issue is like what engine do you have, right? Against certain matchups, you want Atel in your starting hand, you want Mar in your starting hand, you want Pixia. Like it differs, right? But it's not that I need like cards outside my archetype, except against like certain matchups. They can be good. Like Sol and Luna can be decent, of course. Book of Eclipse can have like its moments. I guess Sphere mode sometimes as well. Sphere mode is not really like the greatest at the moment, mainly because like almost any deck can play around it, from like the top decks at least. Like Killer Toon usually ends on 2 monsters, right? It's just Zalin remix and pass, and then like Draco Tail can just end on 2 monsters as well, unless they go for a. Actually, wait. They could end on 3 monsters technically, but it doesn't matter too much because they don't need the monsters, right? So yeah, we're gonna get max seed here. um. All right, Maxi is surprisingly Maxi is not why we lose, which is crazy. Um, you don't automatically lose to Maxi. So this is gonna be like we have to make super big brain plays because he has a full board plus we're under max. And I think yeah he has Ash Blossom. I'm not sure if he searches with a Q, or just like normal summoned it, but he can add back the Ash to negate one of our cards as well. So he has like tons and tons of interruptions here. Set Tromeria first. Why? Because Remix is gonna hop off the field to summon, and then I can trigger this to add whatever I want, right? Because he max seed, he most likely won't activate Draw and Lockbird. He could. Would it be a good play? I mean, it depends, right? Like, do you want to get infinite draws? Because I'm gonna have to give him draw 5, maybe even more. Um, or he can just draw me, and I would still end on 5 cards. Except I would not be able to search exactly what I want. But if I already have the cards I want, like the draw will not actually do too much, right? Would actually help me because you would have less follow up, and we win the grind game. Okay, so we're gonna activate the Alazonia here to summon, and then he is gonna trigger this. So now we chain Tormeria, and now he has 2 options. He can Ash it, he can go Zalon. I guess if he plays Valor, he can also use that. Let's see what he does here. He is going to Zalon negate. Okay, now Zalon's off the negate board here. This card is again really annoying because of the pop. So I'm actually glad he used this here instead of like an Ash Blossom. This tells me he doesn't have Ash, which is why he added it back. So these are just other stuff, possibly maybe clip or something, who knows? Or maybe just like normal stuff. He can search the clip. So we're gonna look at display. I set Orgia because I was activating Alazonia to summon before he chained his stuff. I summoned Orgia because he added back the Ash Blossom. And now if he activates Ash on this, I can actually chain to search again. So that's actually a very good play here. So he does Ash my Alazonia, and I can flip it face up, and I can search whatever I want. I can search Mar, I can search Pixia, Leon would be good. Like, there's a lot of different good cards we can search. Yeah. So we are gonna search a Pixia. Yes, because although Mar is actually very good, what's gonna happen most likely is if I go to summon Mar, he can just chain back to back, and then he's not gonna use the back to back, and then he can summon like whatever he wants, and he can just choose not to activate anything, never triggering the Mar. So Pixia, I felt like would actually give me more value if he doesn't activate anything. So this is gonna activate to pop here. Okay, here is the issue. I was not expecting this. I am aware some people actually play this, but this is like I actually don't think we have like a proper outit. We do have like some cards that can outit, but it's really hard when you're under max C and you're drawing like they're drawing like millions of cards. They have many hand traps. They have already like I don't know like 8 to 10 interruptions. Like it's just it feels impossible to actually out this. Okay, look at this. He's gonna go into Chaos Angel. You guys guessed it. He made it with light and dark, so it's actually unaffected. You guys know the biggest issue with Enneacraft is that we have a very hard time outing big attack unaffected monsters. Why big attack? Because in some cases, like Chaos Angel's technically outable if it wasn't 35, because I can put these in the pen zone and then pop it in the battle phase. But he has to be like 3k or lower. He's 35, so I can't actually do this. There's one out in my deck here. Oh, can't see the deck, of course. We have the reset. So if you read the reset second effect, it can actually negate the Chaos Angel. I wanted to go for this, but under Maxi, I literally couldn't. This is a hand that can actually go into it and negate his Chaos Angel, if it wasn't for Max. But he's going to keep drawing into more hand traps here. So he's going to go for this to banish us, and then he is going to stack the top of the deck and banish a card. Okay, so he stacks us with Prolia. Doesn't really matter. It goes KTS. Yeah, this Chaos Angel is very bad. The main issue as well is that this actually makes all his synchros unaffected by monster effects. So that means BTB is unaffected, RS is unaffected. That means Pixia cannot negate the RS, which means it's gonna resolve. It's not gonna banish a card from his hand. Like this Chaos Angel is really, really bad. So moving forward, I'm actually gonna think about Chaos Angel. Maybe play something just for that, because there are players who play this in Killer Tune. So he is gonna go RS. I actually can't stop this. Pixia doesn't do anything here. If I searched Mart, also wouldn't have done anything. It's just the reset play that I needed. Otherwise, it's just non-engine, and non-engine is not really searchable. So in this case, like you wouldn't rely on non-engine, right? You would have to just hard open it, and by that point, you probably would have used your non-engine anyway, right? Let's be real about this. So reset is your real like actual out to this, and I could have done that. Because if it was not unaffected here, like I would just Pixia like negate this, right? And then I can do my setup and still finish on full combo in addition to like everything else. So we are gonna search here, and then we get another Orgia, which is fine. We actually never use Orgia, so we can use the effective search. We get the resets, and I was trying to get Rebirth. Why? Because I knew that with this, with Chaos Angel on the board, unaffected, 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 if I got the Rebirth, I would have spun everything back. It's just like a YOLO. YOLO draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. And hope we draw into like Field Spell plus resets, right? But we didn't get it. I only play one. Not to say like I needed the other one. It was the issue was never Rebirth. It was just like Max C here. Look at this. Yeah, I don't know about that. He has 7 cards in hand, 3 unaffected monsters, double attack, double attack, double attack. Yeah. The thing is, like, even the protection stuff, like Mar flipping him down and like the damage step, and like this popping in the damage step, they don't work because they're unaffected. So you also go, okay, nice. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Bell's my Okinaria and the damage step. Okay, you really needed that. Bro, like he's just BMing at this point. Like, look at this. Goes Fallen the Virtuous to pop. And then goes KTS. Yeah. Alright. So we're left at 600. This is basically this game. He is going to keep putting up more synchros that are unaffected. I have nothing. I don't even have, like... The release doesn't actually do anything. Yeah, there's just like nothing I can do here. If I like go reset anyway, like he has RS to negate it, he pops the field spell, so I need to search the field spell and then reset. Has a Veiler, as you can see. Pixia plays well, like against Veiler. Like if you suspect they have Veiler, you don't go Mar, you go Pixia as well to like because it's gonna apply its effect immediately. But yeah, this is like a short video just to like show the deck and just like talk about it in Master Duel. I think the deck is very powerful, um, and I think this is gonna be like one of the better decks in the meta at the moment. We just have to like figure out how to play it in a best of one format efficiently. So I might actually think about playing some board breakers. Just like maybe three max. I wouldn't play much more than that. Mainly for things like Chaos Angel, um, unaffected monsters. So I'm thinking maybe Sol and Luna would be nice. Book of Eclipse could be good as well. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about Enneacraft coming to Master Duel, and if you guys are enjoying, and what decks, like what's, I guess, decks you are playing in the deck, because I can take ideas from you guys as well. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one.